and see. The quartet trooped down the stairs into the living room. There, tucked in a corner, unseen through the window, was a large and long lump wrapped in one of Josie's tarps. The feeling in her stomach worsened as Cynthia, accompanied by Silence, crossed the room and pulled back the plastic. Buford Burford's face, pale in death, stared up at her. A bloody indentation near the back of his head spoke to the cause. She replaced the tarp and stood. How did this happen? He broke into the backyard, Grandma said. We had to defend our home. We? Which one of you caved in his skull? That is irrelevant, the old woman said primly. It happened. We need to figure out now what to do with the body. We hoped you could help. Well, it was irrelevant, but Cynthia wondered when Buford had entered the property and who had struck the fatal blow. Had it been Josie in the garage with the tire iron, Grandma in the kitchen with the skillet, or Christoph in the study with the Webster's Unabridged Dictionary? You know, being a vampire doesn't make me an expert at body disposal. My apologies. I really don't know what you do when you go out at night, dear. I just hoped you'd have an idea. Cynthia's mind raced. Well, we can't call the police. They'd ask a lot of questions, especially after what happened last month. What was security doing when this was happening? Someone must have let him in. They're supposed to have a day man for the gate, but half the time they leave it open while they're busy towing people's cars, Josie grumbled. They needed to bury him. Cynthia peered out the window, searching for likely locations, while her grandmother went on about crime in the daylight hours. She was babbling, really. The attack must have unnerved her. There was something different about the porch, but she couldn't figure out what it was. Maybe that was where Buford had made his ill-fated attempt to break into the house. He would have tried to jimmy the door and... Grandma, Cynthia interrupted, did you move the telescope? I thought I left it over near that wall. Theft is rampant. I'll call Heather first thing in the morning. At least we got a free edger out of it. They're not interchangeable, of course. Grandma, she said with more emphasis, what happened to the telescope? Christoph stepped in. It was a casualty of the invasion. A casualty? What do you mean a casualty? Did he knock it over and break one of the lenses? Her voice had gone up an octave in pitch. No, he said gently. I'm afraid it gave its life for yours, so to speak. Gave its life? What did you do with it? What did the three of you do with it? It wasn't intentional. It was the only weapon at hand. Weapon? You killed Buford with my telescope? She growled, and her family instinctively stepped back. No wonder you won't tell me who did it. Do you know how much I love that telescope? Do you know how much it cost? I bought that with my first faculty paycheck. Did you know I drove it across the country myself so the movers wouldn't break it? And the three of you couldn't handle Buford without breaking it? I'm sorry, Christoph said softly as if speaking to a homicidal maniac. We failed you. We'll get you a new telescope, Grandma whispered. A better telescope, Josie added, voice hoarse, with bigger lenses. Really?